The reason why I'm making this video today is because it is very necessary and important I bring this very important talk to us today. Today is the 26th day of September 2027. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in court right now as I speak. I'm expecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be out. I know you also expecting him to be out today. We expect the government to release him today. They have no reason holding him down or keeping him any longer. The other time we saw a terrorist granting press release or press briefing, not press release anyway, press briefing, making a press brief. And he was giving a mandate to the military of Nigeria and running into agreement with the government of Borno or whatever states they are, wherever they are holding it from, and the north. And they were with their weapons discussing, and yet nothing is done to them. They are seen as legitimate citizens because you are legitimate when you are dangerous. Nigeria is a dangerous program to put fear in the people so that there will be continuous exploitation of the system. And so if you are not dangerous, you are not a legitimate citizen of Nigeria. You must be dangerous. For you to be a citizen, you must be dangerous, you must be senseless, you must be intellectually empty. Your intellectual capacity must be crushed and crumbled. Because the essence of keeping Nigeria is to stop the people from thinking and reasoning. Imagine people taking your resources from you. Somebody comes to your house, goes into your kitchen, cooks what he wants to cook, eat what he wants to eat, sleep with your wife, make decisions and tell her what to do, and you are there. You can't do anything. You are told not to say anything. You are told to accept it as a no. That is what Nigeria is. Nigeria is a full definition of madness and a definition of evil. And so you must be evil to be a citizen. So you can see, press brief granted by a terrorist who has butchered and killed people in communities, yet he's granted a press brief, opportunities to talk to the people and to negotiate who he's going to release and who he's not going to release, and what, how much, and all of that, and what he wants, his demands, and all of that. People who invade a place and decide to call the shots. That's what Nigeria is. Nigeria is meant to serve the interest of the people who created it, and that is Britain. And you must know this. It is surprising now when people who claim to be normal and reasonable are the one helping. Now my problem here is this particular narrative I'm just trying to give to you right now, that people can consciously, directly, unconsciously, indirectly, or whatever way, help the British keep secure what it has programmed to destroy them. Now, you see, the biggest thing that can happen to, or the greatest thing that can happen to anybody in life, the biggest error that can happen to you is to find yourself in a position where you no more can define truth in the sense of truth, where you deceive yourself, and where you tell what is wrong to be right, where you can no more be sensitive to what is against you. The amazing thing about this kind of situation is that someone find themselves in a situation that is killing them, and they are fighting the people trying to get them out of the situation that is killing them. Now, you should understand that Nigeria is not created to be peaceful, because if there is peace, you would reason and be more constructive about what you want to do for yourself. But when there's fear and chaos, you would always seek to be peaceful on your own and live a life not to be disturbed because you don't want trouble. That is the design. The last time I made a video, I was trying to make you understand the importance of communication in everything we do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to communicate to us the truth. And today, majority of us standing today for truth is because of what we saw in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I bet you I have so many enemies today in the Biafra project. Not because I want to be their enemies, but because maybe I was so extreme about truth. But there's no extremity. There's no point of being extreme about truth. Because when you try to sit on the fence and try to be politically correct, that is when you give room for politics. And you know, when you talk about politics, it's supposed to make sense in the context of governance. But politics in this sense means corruption, means criminality, means stupidity, means stealing, nepotism, depriving people, killing, and all of the evil that go with all of that. Why would any reasonable person want to sustain Nigeria when in the first place you know that Nigeria was not created by your ancestors? Majority of our people believe in going back to our roots, but we don't understand what it really means to go back to our roots. Going back to your root is to uphold what your forefathers stood for, the right things they stood for, not for everything they stood for. Dying does not make anybody righteous. Dying does not mean that the evils that people have committed can be overlooked. Our forefathers were, our ancestors or our forefathers were humans. They erred. They also did right. Some of them worshipped the wrong gods. Some of them worshipped the God of heaven and earth. But the reason why I want to talk about communication is because it has been the downfall of so many empires. And it begins with the narrative of deceit by empires or emperors. And then it brings them down. When it is embedded in truth, it keeps lifting people. I am going to be giving you my perspective to the narrative of truth in terms of communication. I'm going to be talking about it further because I want to open your eyes to why we must make steps and take concrete, very concrete steps to see that we are free. Ngekelechi omema nanegi izukeme ngekelechi omema nanegi izukeme